Slam fam. Welcome to of the band here. Fletch is here. I am here. The great.
No, you're not. You're not here. Your internet was like pretty okay for when we were on before.
Oh my God.
Are you serious? It was.
Here was your intro, Costa. Ready? It was wet. Oh.
Okay. Do I need to switch to the phone?
I don't know. Do something.
Is it bad again?
Just walk around.
You sound
God dang it.
It was weird. You were fine on our pre-show meeting.
Totally.
It's okay. You're adorable.
I know. You guys talk for a second.
All right.
Okay, well, the tweet's almost out. So give me 2 seconds. No one even knows we're live. Allie, how's life?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, it was.
I'm going to mute him.
Yes, it's very loud over there.
Okay, Costa's muted.
You and Meg are like having a full-on conversation.
How has this guy not figured it out yet, Allie?
I don't know.
He's not a dumb person.
No, he's not. But it's not that he can't figure it out. It's that his house just doesn't have good Wi-Fi. I mean, it just doesn't.
Oh, I hate to tell you this, Allie. Yours is acting up too now.
Mine is?
No, not like Costa's.
That's odd.
Okay, dork.
How am I doing? Better?
I mean, you're a little delayed, but it's not terrible.
Yeah.
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay, it was literally perfect when we were all talking, right?
Yeah, and
it was better than normal.
Your movements are very choppy.
How about now?
Yeah, you're a little choppy.
Still choppy, but the voice is okay. So we'll stick with it. Can you give us another hell?
What's going on, Bam Slam fam? Welcome to another edition of the Bam Slam podcast. Allie Rat Fletch. It's me, Mr. Choppy Costa. We hope you are having a good night, good day wherever you are. We always appreciate you being along for this ride. And thanks to everybody at McGregor's Bar and Grill, where I was last night.
Oh, you gotta let me know when you go, man.
Well, it was kind of spur of the moment. We went down and she had fish and chips. I had fish tacos, and we just hung out, and that was it. We were kind of feeling sorry for ourselves because Toph had been here for a week for Easter break, and we had a lot of fun. And we both got a little weepy. So that's what's up. How are you guys doing?
You empty nesters, you. We're good over here, man. Bam Slam Pod. Costa said it. We're presented by McGregor's. Make sure to give us all a follow on Twitter at Bam Slam Pod for the podcast, at Fletch Sports, at the Lewis Costa, at Alley Rat. Where's my hand? There we go, right there. We want to share this with you as much as possible, and we all want to make the Bam Slam Pod as successful as possible. So as much as you can do, please do. Go ahead, subscribe on YouTube, smash the like, do all the things. Let's talk some sports.
Let's do it, and get down to McGregor's and show Ian and his family and everyone who works there some love, because we love them. All right, are the Padres still ahead? Are we allowed to talk about scores live? We just can't show anything, right?
And we can't do play-by-play. I think as much as Allie is showing right now, the Padres is about as much as we can show.
Yes.
Okay.
I've got it on, but I'm like, you can't see.
Yeah, no, we're good. You can't see the score. You can't see the outs. You're good to go. They're winning currently, 2-1.
Nice. Okay. Works for me. I haven't really
Going into the ninth.
Okay. I have to be honest with you. I haven't watched a lot. I haven't watched a lot of Padres baseball. I've been super busy with other stuff, unfortunately, but I really haven't. I have not had a time to sit down and sit through a full game, and I hate it because I love Dawn in Mud, and I love the product I see on Bally's. But
I'd recommend it because the games have gotten a lot quicker. I mean,
they're so quick. They're
so quick.
So fast.
Like if you forget the start time, like somebody me did today, like you'll turn it on and you're like, holy shit, it's the 6th inning already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what the best news is for the Padres? Someone who is on fire at least tonight, Luis Campusano.
Yeah, he is.
Who has a pair of doubles, just did another one. And Austin Nola has like 1 hit on the year. And so if they're looking to figure out catching position, Campy's been hitting.
You think, Al?
Like, well, the thing with Austin Nola is he's not. It's okay if he's not hitting if he's just a stud catcher.
Yeah.
But I don't know that that's him right now.
Well, yeah, I mean, the thing has always been Bob Melvin loves Austin Nola, but we don't necessarily think that the Padres front office agrees with that. Namely, one singular member of the Padres front office whose first name is 2 letters. So I think Campusano might be getting more and more playing time throughout this season, especially if like it looks like he has some sort of relationship with Ryan Weathers, and we know Joe Musgrove doesn't mind throwing to him. So I think the longer this gets going, probably Yu Darvish sticks with Austin Nola because they seem to have a pretty good bond.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's going to look like for him.
Yeah.
But could it be that Nola's, whatever you want to call it, slow start is also because of the broken nose and him trying to get past that a little bit?
Could be.
Yeah.
I mean, he did break his face open in spring training.
Okay.
And the pitch clock too, I think is messing
just so a little bit.
So I mean, players across the league, not just Padres. I mean, I think just in general, it's been a big adjustment, especially for guys that have been playing longer. You know, it's one thing about baseball. And I know some people are loving it with the shorter games. I don't personally love it, and I'm not like this big baseball traditionalist, but I do think that was kind of the cool thing. It was the one sport where there wasn't a time constraint in any way. Now there is. I don't know.
Personally,
I won't be surprised if they add time.
God, I love the pitch clock so much. Like, it's so selfish because like later start games, like I got a bedtime, man. And so later start games finishing up before 9 o'clock.
Yeah, but you know when you won't love it? When you go to a game.
You're probably right, but the Padres didn't give me a press pass, so I don't plan on going to any games. I'm not spending money on them.
That is still that is so fucked up. I swear to God, I cannot.
Ben, let me see if I can.
Oh no, we could just text Peter, but I don't really want to do that. I don't know.
Well, you know what? I will say this: 760 has the greatest Padres wrap-up show. I swear to God, I'll put that up against any other network's pre or post game show with John and Jim.
They didn't get passes either.
Wait, that's right. Just Darren and Marty.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shocker! Oh, okay.
Whatever the decision was made is the decision that was made.
What? Okay, never mind. I'm
going to be very politically correct here.
There you go. We're not going to get down in the weeds until we have more as far as the story is concerned. Allison, I think there is something to these guys getting used to the pitch clock and this kind of, I don't want to call it frantic or frenetic, at bat, but it's got to be unsettling. You've been doing this for how long? Yeah. And then suddenly it's like, get back in here, let's go. And you're, type of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think really for guys like Soto and Manny are two guys who really, what just happened? Oh, I'm not live. I'm behind you a little bit. Damn it.
Wow.
I think
can't do play-by-play.
I'm not doing a play-by-play, but I'll just say that was a crush.
Was it a Zokar?
No.
You can say who. You can just say who the players were talking about.
It was San Diego.
Oh, it was old Xander, wasn't it?
Oh, really?
I'm like 30 seconds behind you. That sucks. I guess illegal streaming is bad.
Yeah.
Did he do something by himself?
A 2-run shot.
2-run, yeah.
That's ball game. What I was gonna say is like for guys like Soto and Manny, who really in the past, like a lot of their success comes from dominating the batter's box and dominating the pace at which a pitcher throws, because you can really control that kind of stuff from the batter's box. I think that I can attribute a lot of their slow start directly to the pitch clock. And so while it's good for me, it's going to take a while for these guys to get used to it. And I do think they'll adjust. They're as good as they are for a reason, not just because they can control the batter's box. But that was a huge part of especially Soto's game, like the Soto shuffle, the way he would smile at guys after a ball. Like the time to just process everything mentally is so much quicker now that it's tough.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah.
Well, clock or no clock?
That was a shot.
Was it a shot?
Dude, it was fucking. That thing was roasted.
I love how. I love
Dude,
how he said. That was crushed.
We can do play-by-play of it now. I just saw another replay of it. This dude, it was a hanger and a half, and he put it in the second deck at Citi Field.
So that
Buck
puts them up,
Showalter,
what,
4-1 right now. Buck Showalter's pissed.
Up your ass, Buck.
I agree. Ever since you pulled that shit with Joe
Musgrove, no kid. Moving a little bit closer to home from New York City. Yeah, where'd Allie go?
I don't know.
She bug out for a little bit. No worries.
Maybe.
I mean, no worries.
Maybe she's mad at you.
What did I do? I mean, I've done a lot.
Yeah.
I saw that Lamont Butler and Jaden Ledee have declared for the NBA draft, but left open the option to come back for school.
Yeah, I don't think it's a big deal at all. I don't think it's
not.
Something that Aztec fans need to worry about.
No.
I could see potentially, and it would be a reach for a team to maybe sign Jaden Ledee after the draft.
Yes.
It would be in his best interest to come back, and I honestly believe that. And we know that Dutch is incredibly honest with these guys about it.
Right.
Like, he's told guys, yeah, you should go to the NBA draft. You'll make a difference next year. And he'll also tell guys when he thinks it's a bad idea, and then it's up to them to listen. But I think what Lamont and Jaden are both doing is trying to get in front of scouts, trying to get in front of NBA trainers, trying to get in front of coaches to see what they need to do to improve for next season. So next year when they come back to the Aztecs, what's going to up their draft stock higher than it is right now? Because, again, I don't think either of them gets drafted in the NBA draft this year. It's too small of a sample size.
Yeah.
But next year, I could see a possibility where they both could. So if they're able to get better, maybe that happens. And this is a step to do that. Aztecs have done it in the past. Nathan Mensah did it last year.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Mitchell did it one time. So this isn't a new thing. In fact, it's something I think that Dutch encourages and Velasquez encourages. And it ultimately it's what's best for the player. And if Dutch honestly thinks that they're better off declaring for the NBA draft and foregoing their eligibility, he'll tell them exactly what to do.
And this is coming from nobody who I don't have any sort of trained basketball. I can tell you they're both not ready for the NBA. Jaden Ledee would be a little bit closer just because he's got almost an NBA body, but there's some things within his game he has to work on. But I love the fact that you can go and get the honest opinion, and you also have a head coach in Dutch who, I mean, how many guys does he send on to the pros? So he knows exactly what he's talking about. And it's not coming from, and he's not the type that is like, oh no, you're not ready, because he's being selfish and he wants them for another year. He truly will, like you said, Ben, if they're ready, he'll say, go. Don't stay here and risk getting hurt or hurting your draft stock, your draft status.
You only get one opportunity to make millions and millions of dollars based on how good you are at playing a game. Right. And Dutch knows that, and he knows it's about not just the player, but also the player's family, also the player's community that he's from. Mm-hmm. And so Dutch will immediately tell them if he thinks that it's a good idea to go, or if he thinks if they come back for another year, they could potentially get a bigger signing bonus because they go earlier in the draft.
And it's a good opportunity for them to go get some honest evaluation and critiquing and know what, okay, I'm not going to do it now. I'm going to go back to college and work on those things. I mean, they're going to hear what was great and what, where they were lacking and why they may or may not have been drafted. So I think, there's no harm in it since they can go back.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a great rule. And I think all three of us are in agreement. They will definitely be back, and will they have the same kind of run that they had this year? I'm not sure, but it'll be fun to watch them play at least another year.
Took a pretty big step today in getting back there. I'm going to see his name so I make sure I get it right. But they just signed a kid from USC who was the Pac-12 Sixth Player of the Year. His name is Reese Dixon Waters. This kid is 6'5", 210 pounds, was an excellent scoring option from a bunch of different levels. I mean, what's the one thing we're going to say about Aztecs? He needs to learn how to play the Aztecs defense. Mm-hmm. But my God, you just got an athlete and a half to add to next year's team.
Mm-hmm.
And don't you think that Dutch and that staff probably have from how many would one did I break up again? I hate this. I hate this podcast.
You really are the lovable.
You hate this podcast? Is that what you just
Can you hear
We
my
heard
voice?
that,
At least?
asshole.
I'm just kidding. Can you hear my voice?
Yeah, we
Yes,
can.
now
You're back. We got to figure this out, man.
Okay.
Oh,
you know what?
Whoever your cable provider needs to come out there.
What? Frick. I know. Peter Salas said I'm gonna have him over because he was gonna help me out, and just every time we podcast, I was just gonna run a long Ethernet cable. So
or
that's
just
what
go sit right next to your version of this.
That's what I did. That's what I did last time. Okay.
Oh man, Big Blue Lou, never change.
Or tell
Sorry.
Topher
Hey.
his room is the podcast room.
Yeah. Oh, maybe I should go try it out there.
Here, while your internet's working, tell us all about McGregor's.
So happy that they come on as our title sponsor. As I mentioned, I was there last night with my beautiful wife. Fish and chips, fish tacos, great selection of food, great beers and drinks, and games are always on. TVs everywhere, tons of great seats, great tables to sit. And Ian and his family and the whole family down there at McGregor's, steps away from Snapdragon Stadium, so easy to get to off of the 15 and down by the Mission. So get down to McGregor's, take advantage of their great hospitality, their great drink specials, and the food is out of this world. All right, I'm going to move again.
Well, Snappy on Saturday night.
Oh, how was that?
Yeah, how was
Honestly, it was. I'd never been a part of something like that before. Jim Russell and I did a 2-hour pre-show for that. We were inside Snapdragon Stadium, inside the gates, and we had a little tent set up and everything. And we had people coming over and jumping on with us. And then it really led right up to John Schaefer, who was emceeing the damn thing, looking flashy as hell in a suit. And it was a pretty tremendous event. Like the amount of San Diegans, I was kind of stunned by how many people showed up, honestly.
So glad to hear that.
Because if you look at Snapdragon Stadium, obviously the club side, where the nice seats, like where Costa sits.
Yeah.
It was the opposite side of the stadium was full, the entire lower bowl, and then a good majority of the upper bowl as well. And so they said 25,000 tickets were claimed to this thing. I'll bet, honest estimate, if it wasn't 10,000, it was 9. It was in that range of people. And everyone who was there was having just a blast. The roars that were coming out of that place every time someone new got up to the microphone was really, really special.
That must have made those players feel awesome.
Yeah, it had. I mean, I can't even imagine when they were walking in. They got the red carpet treatment from all the way down in the parking lot up into Snapdragon Stadium.
Yeah.
And so they were high-fiving people who were up on the stands above as they were coming in. It was really, really cool.
I love that. That was the perfect thing to do.
Perfect
thing to do. I'm so glad that the parade thing got dropped and that it got, reimagined into that. It was far more appropriate, and I think the players probably had a better time. And I love that people actually came out. That's just awesome.
If I'm being completely honest, I don't think that the parade was ever an option for San Diego State.
Right.
I think that the parade was something that was being pushed by other people in the city.
Some dickhead who's the mayor of San Diego.
There you go. I didn't say it. Costa said it. The guy with the shitty internet is the one who's talking shit. I have a good relationship with the mayor, dude.
That's your problem, not mine. No, Allison, I agree with you. That was the perfect way to do it. And I'm so happy there was as many people as there were. And when I saw the pictures of the red carpet, I was going, that is perfect for those guys.
The scarlet carpet.
And let's be real. It's not like they went to the Elite Eight. I mean, these guys went to the final game. They deserved that.
They didn't lose a game in March.
Right.
They did not lose a single game in March, which is unheard of, unfathomable that they were able to do that as the team that started the season.
Yeah.
It was amazing to see. How much of speaking of seeing, how much of the
Wait, can I quick funny story?
Go.
So this morning at 4:30 is when I leave the house, and so I get to the station about 4:40 or so. I live pretty close. I'm doing all the prep for the show, getting on the rundown. Travis shows up. We're kind of working on some things. We're like, oh, I wonder where Rich is. He's usually here by now. We get the text at 5:52, 8 minutes before we go on air. Richie had the Hershey squirts.
Well, probably because the way you guys eat.
We hadn't even done next level fat guy stuff yet. That was today.
Well, yeah, but he probably has, I don't know, parasite in his stomach.
I think he was like legitimately sick. And Travis and I spent the first hour and a half of the show just making fun of him the whole time. And then he like let us know what was actually wrong with him. It sounds like he was having like the worst night of his life into the morning. He was trying so hard to get to the show and he just couldn't get off the toilet.
Did he have like food poisoning or something, or a amoeba dysentery?
He
just couldn't stop pooping.
It happens. Believe me, it happens.
Well, there was that one morning where I showed up to work, Costi. Remember, you were just on the couch in the production studio, like, I can't fucking move.
It's that time, Allison. You know what this is like you area, and then you get up and you start walking out of the bathroom, and it's like, oh my god, oh no, and you go running back in. You know, Allison?
No, I don't. It's not my thing. It has not happened to me.
I know it doesn't. That's
I'm honestly surprised it doesn't happen more though. Like, because you think about like morning radio, there's no substitute. Like, you can't call out and have someone there first thing in the morning. You know?
Oh,
yeah, you can't 3:30 and say, "Can you get in at 4:30?"
Right. There's no one awake.
I got the gurgles.
Well, good thing he has 2 co-hosts.
Yeah, we took it fine. We literally just for the first hour and a half of the show, we're just making fun of him. And I think at one point I was like, "What if he's in the hospital?" Like,
how much of the Masters did you guys watch?
A ton, pretty much every second.
I didn't watch as much of it as I normally do. Well, I would have on Saturday. I was in the Bay Area and actually went to a Masters party. I think I told you guys about it. But the play was suspended. So there was no Masters watching.
So the funniest Masters story I have from this year is Gary McCord and Peter Costas. We're going to do a YouTube live stream during the Masters, kind of like what we do where they're not doing play-by-play of it. It's just on in the background.
And
that as soon as they went live, Masters suspended play on Saturday.
Yeah.
And so the Master gods are looking at Gary McCord being like, we will not let you ever broadcast at Augusta ever again.
The Masters party was fun itself, but
was the food good and stuff?
Yeah, they did such a great job. It was really cute. They had like little green flags and all the food. They had she'd gotten a Masters flag that was hanging. They had green and yellow everything, and it was cute. It was really well done. And
how stoked is the PGA Tour that Brooks Koepka didn't win it?
I'm sure they're very thrilled.
The PGA Tour was not ready for a live golfer to win that tournament.
No. You know, it was funny. I don't know that a lot of people understand. Like, I didn't know this until, and you would think it's something I would know, but I didn't until I was there and talking to my niece's boyfriend about that. And because I didn't understand how a live golfer could play in it. I didn't realize, I forgot that the Masters is not a PGA event.
Correct.
And also, so if they've won or if they've, finished, if they're ranked in certain whatever, then they can play in it. But I didn't realize all that. So if anybody else is wondering how they were able to.
Yeah, it's a completely different governing body. In fact, Augusta is even different. It's not even the USGA. That's who throws the US Open, which also isn't PGA. So live golfers should be able to play in that too if they would like to.
Right.
It is. They got to figure out the world golf ranking though, because pretty soon there's going to be no live players left who can play in the Masters, except for those who had won a Masters, because a lot of it is within 2-year or 5-year exemptions. So before long here, it's like you're not going to see any of them there,
right?
Outside of like Dustin and Phil.
I was really glad that And they didn't win. And did Phil? I don't even know where Phil ended up. I know he was in second on Sunday. Was he second?
He finished tied with
Second
Brooks
place.
for second.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It was.
I'm glad Rom won. I'm a big
so
John
glad
Rom fan.
Rom
Yeah, I like him too.
because
Mhm.
he's
That's
so loyal to he's loyal to PGA, and he's he knows where his bread is buttered, and he
loves San Diego.
And he loves San Diego.
He probably likes San Diego more than Phil does.
He does. Didn't he get engaged here? And
that's Torrey Pines.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and Phil has just become just persona non grata.
Mm-hmm.
And when you guys tell that story of him at the Champions Dinner, just eating by himself in the corner, but it's such a great story for Spain, and he was such a fan of Seve Ballesteros, who was a god in Spain, just like Maria Olazabal and Sergio. But that's really and just a great. He's what he is. He's a great ambassador for golf.
Yeah,
because he has a very fuck you attitude, which is like my favorite part about him.
Oh yeah.
Because he was like born with the club foot, and he's like, well, fuck you. I could still play golf. He
100%.
has all these issues where he literally, the way he stands, one foot is shorter than or one leg is shorter than the other. It's like, fuck you. I could still play golf. And then he just goes out and he wins.
I know that plane was suspended on Saturday, but how bad started limping towards the.
Did you hear what happened?
So bad.
The screw that's in his ankle started poking through his skin.
Oh.
Ay.
No wonder he could barely walk.
So yeah, whatever surgery he had, and people think that it got knocked loose on day one, when he had the right foot was in the bunker and the left foot was out, and he took a big hack and then immediately started bouncing on his left. People think that it got popped out of place then, and then by the time Saturday came around, it was literally poking out of his skin.
I have a plate and 6 screws in my ankle. I could not imagine if one of them ever came loose. I cannot. Oh, the thought of that. Now I'm looking at it thinking, please don't ever come loose.
Is he done?
Well, I think he just withdrew from whatever the next tournament he was going to be playing in, which I think was the Players. I'm not sure. But, I mean, it may be a Freddie Couples situation where you see him at the Masters and that's it.
Right.
Freddie Couples did well.
Yeah, he did.
Really well.
God, he's like 63. He looks good.
Well,
I think he might be older than that.
No,
he knows.
I looked him up. I Googled him.
Oh, really? But yeah, he knows that course so well. It's just he kind of pokes it out there 200 yards and then goes up and pokes it out there another 150.
Mm-hmm.
No, he knows all the greens.
Ben, you both know how much I love that tournament, and I hate that when the winner or whoever is walking up 18, that it's almost over, and it's just like, oh, we gotta wait another freaking year. God dang it!
It's like the second the NFL season starts, and you're like, God damn it! Only 17 more weeks.
Exactly.
Did you guys happen to hear the minor league baseball broadcaster who did the whole play to the Masters music? Oh my God! If you haven't looked,
I thought that it was.
If you haven't seen it,
I thought that was like edited in after. That was actually during a broadcast.
Was my understanding that it was during a broadcast, and it is hilarious the way
that's awesome.
That was an exquisite hit, and the music is like playing in the background. It's the funniest thing I've ever listened to. I was dying listening to that.
Every show Costa and I did together on the first day of April, that was how the show opened. Was and then hello friends.
Hello friends.
Yeah.
A tradition like any other. The Masters on CBS. No, it's always sad when it leaves, and it's always so much fun, and there's so much great anticipation when it rolls around again. Quickly, NFL notes. Allie, Odell signed with the Ravens.
Yes, he did.
And they overpaid the fuck out of him.
Isn't it like he can maybe play 3 years for $18 million? It's like
it was 1 year, 14 guaranteed.
Right.
Oh my
14
God.
Guaranteed, up to 17 with incentives. And this was I'm blanking on the general manager's name. Is it DaCosta? It's something. gonna blank, but this is please Lamar, play for us and don't hold out.
Oh, no kidding.
Hey,
and then
the Padres are gonna win.
Either of you? Nice. That's a change.
A change.
What about NBA? We got the play. I'm just kidding. We got the playing games tonight.
Yeah.
Here's one. I'm going to be so honest with you right now. I have not watched 1 second of NBA. Megan's laughing because it was Shirley who just was like, I haven't watched 1 second NBA basketball this year. Is that terrible?
No, tonight's going to be the first time I watch a full game, which just started, so I'm not even going to watch the full game. NBA sucks, dude. It's so fucking stupid.
You know, I was watching it. I had a game on after March Madness ended, and watching those guys trudge up and down the court, they're so slow. I'd much rather watch college, or at least they're racing up and down the court. These guys are they look like they're just, I don't know, drudging and dragging their feet, and it's just boring. I just do not find it very entertaining.
I let out a big fat rant on this on Monday morning. I don't know if I need to go through it all again, but
do it.
Like as I started it, it just got me more and more angry at the NBA because of how good college was this year. And I got so entrenched in college basketball this year, not just watching the Aztecs. And yeah, it helps that they made such a deep run, but like college basketball as a whole was phenomenal this year. Yeah. And then you watch an NBA game and you realize that half the people on the court are guaranteed making $40 million this year. And half the players on the court don't play every other game.
Yeah.
Right. Like, it's just, it pisses me off, dude. There's no competitive advantage in any sort of way in the NBA. The players have way too much power. And by the way, this is the NFL Player Association. I hope they get less power next time the contract situation or the bargaining agreement comes up, because players, the more power they get, the less competitive the league's going to be because people are inherently lazy.
Yeah. It's a snooze fest for sure.
It is. And even, you know, when the playoffs come, you're like, okay, well, the playoffs go on for like 8 months. And so
they do. They start in April and they end on
in the
Father's
summer
Day weekend.
More than half of the NBA is in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Is there anything else that needs to be said?
And then you get, it's like, oh my God, you won a championship. That's awesome. Oh, by the way, training camp starts tomorrow.
Yeah. Costa, what's the best part about the NFL?
It's a finite number of games.
Every single game is so crucially important.
Crucial.
Like, think about how much the Padres have already played this season, what they've been going like a week and a half, how much it's still not equal to one NFL game. They haven't played a 16th of their season yet.
Yeah.
Like, that's how important every single second of the NFL season is. The NBA regular season, none of it means anything because you could be under 500 and you can make this play in tournament.
Well, and then you think baseball and hockey. I mean, all the big four. The NFL is the only one that is that way.
Yeah.
Padres win. Josh Hader gets the save.
Yeah.
Xander Bogaerts blasted the titties off a ball.
Love it. I think the NBA is in trouble because they had the ratings that came out when the women were having their Final Four, and women's Final Four games beat NBA games.
Mm-hmm. The women were exciting this year.
My God, dude. That was the Final Four of that tournament was phenomenal. Watching Caitlin Clark do her stuff and then that Angel Reese chick.
Yeah.
I thought it was awesome. But Costa, that stat was a classic ESPN misrepresentation. The women's Final Four, which was on ESPN, outdid every basketball game that was on ESPN that year. Every NBA game that was on ESPN. The biggest NBA games aren't on ESPN. Okay. They're on TNT or
there you go.
elsewhere. So it's just ESPN grabbed you with a headline. Dude, it got me too. I went on air the next day and said that. And that was part of my fuel to be like, the NBA sucks. It didn't work.
Retraction.
Yeah, you gotta read the fine print sometimes.
Always. All right, listen, Bam Slam fam, that is going to do it for this episode of the Bam Slam podcast. As always, we love you. We thank you for being along for the ride, and we cannot thank enough Ian and the whole family at McGregor's for being our title sponsor. And last but not least, you brave men and women of the United States Armed Forces, what you've done for us.
See y'all Thursday. Love you, Bam Slam fam.
Bye.
Nah.
Ah.
Nah.